There we are. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Whew. A little bit of a break, but I'm here. I'm still alive. Yesterday was just a crazy day trying to catch up on cards. I did, oh my gosh, probably 300 cards yesterday. Now, around 450 cards I priced yesterday. And in prep for the Texarkana card show. And I didn't put them online. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But I did spend a considerable amount of time actually. Man, I need to shave. I'll do that this morning. Didn't realize how scruffy I was. But I will I spent about 450 items yesterday. Just pounding on pricing, getting ready for the Texarkana show. I knew it was going to take some time. I thought I had I thought I had another week to do pricing for the East Texas Card Show, and what I didn't realize until last night was I have about 19 days until this show. So I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks of cards to go through. Before then, I will get it done, and I'm doing a lot of pricing. So that's moving forward. And I wanted to talk a little bit about eBay because my larger priced items are selling. The items that I wasn't 50-50, 100%, or I wasn't 100% sure on whether or not to take to the card show at East Texas. So it's kind of deciding the factor for me. But I am selling some unopened, which is really nice. It's really nice. I didn't expect to sell that. We only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, technically 5 days left in the month. So already started doing paperwork. I did last month's paperwork. I'm in the process of doing this month's paperwork ahead of time. I just got, this month I got so far behind on everything. So I'm trying to get ahead so that I'm not constantly being behind. There's nothing here and there's not a lot here. That's going to change whenever I get, probably Saturday morning with the Hobby Hotline having like an afternoon show. We'll see. But that will change this weekend. All right. So on eBay, larger items are selling. My feedback snuck up to 652, which was very interesting. I remember it being 500 a couple of last month, and not even thinking I thought it would take at least a month and a half for it to go to 600, and now I'm sitting at 652. I didn't think when I got to 20 that I would be at this level. So I'm very pleased with the feedback score. Been working really, really hard at getting that increased in positivity, which is even nicer. And on eBay, I'm kind of torn. With all this pricing that I'm doing with these cards. Do I put them on eBay or do I hold them for the East Texas Card Show? Because I don't want to sell them at the East Texas Card Show and then all of a sudden, oops, I saw something on eBay at the East Texas Card Show and nothing's there. But I'm not adding anything to the eBay store. So essentially traffic is grinding to a dead halt on the eBay store, which is never good because you want that store constantly churning. So I'm kind of torn on what to do. But we'll see. I got to make a decision here in the next 24 hours. I haven't put anything on. I didn't put anything on yesterday. You can't not put anything on at all for 2 days in a row because then your traffic will really start dropping, and I'm having a hard time with traffic right now. So On Sport Lots, somebody found, and it's a great find in my store, a 2019 Heritage cloth. Good morning, Mr. Tom. Good morning. Good morning. Somebody found a Shohei Ohtani 2019 Heritage sticker in my Sport Lot store. So I thought I'd pulled all my Shohei's out, all my Ohtanis out, but I didn't. So he found that. So he bought that. Good for him. I'm happy he found it because that's kind of cool. I didn't even know it was there. But that's Sport Lots. I thought I'd show that card and just show a card. I like showing cards. On unopened, I went to buy 2 boxes of Mega Bowman yesterday to sell at the East Texas Card Show, and I saw him Saturday, and I should have bought them on Saturday because the price was good for what I could have sold at the East Texas Card Show, and I didn't buy them. And I guess Sunday they sold, so I had a heartbeat on 2 Bowman Megas, and they kind of slipped through my fingers. But I was at the mall, and I decided to go ahead and get a fantasy football magazine because I joined my fantasy football league this year because it'll help me keep up with statistics and rookies and who's hot and who's not. So I wanted to do some fantasy football. While I was there, behind the counter was 2 boxes of Panini Contenders 2021 draft picks. And I picked up 2 packs because I was only able to pick up 2 packs. Came home, opened them up, remembered why I hated Contenders draft picks because there wasn't anything in there. So I put the inserts in my dollar box, and the rest went on Sport Lots just because maybe I can make up about 90% of the cost. But it was nice to be able to at least open something. However, it was 2021 draft picks Panini. So that was interesting. I have sold on the unopened side as well. I sold my finest box, which I didn't think I was going to sell before the East Texas Card Show. So it sold. That was nice. That got shipped out yesterday. I sold also every one of my 2018 retail sets. I had 2018. I'd shown them before, complete retail sets. I had 3 of them. They sold. So that's kind of nice. I did buy some Score Football blaster packs this morning. Just again trying to build up that store, building up unopened. Tomorrow, I was up at 5 a.m. today with Target. Nothing dropped. Anticipation is high for tomorrow. So if you get up at 5 a.m., get ready for Target drop. I do need to buy some more wax or some more unopened, but I got to buy it right. So I'll probably look for some unopened tonight. I've got a whole plethora of research to do tonight. So that's going to be loads of fun. I've got about 3 hours that I dedicate, 2 hours minimum of just plain research that I'm going to do tonight. And part of that research is going to be on unopened boxes. So we'll see. Not tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow we'll give an update on that. Ungraded, I bought a PSA 10 1990 Topps Juan Gonzalez rookie card. And most people would say, why are you buying 1990 Topps Jim anything? Well, about November of last year, I did a blog or a podcast on that set, And that set is so hard to find a 10. It is almost impossible because A, of the print runs, and B, it's loaded with printer errors. Loaded with printer errors. So to find a PSA 10 anything in that set is a positive. So I'm going to take that to the East Texas Card Show. It's a PSA 10 Juan Gonzalez rookie card. A, it's Juan Gonzalez. B, it's PSA 10. And I wanted to have at least 5 or 6 slabs to sell at the show. So I'm going to be looking for more. Michael's supposed to give me a call, hopefully within the next day or so that we can get together and look through some slabs and look through some stuff. Looking through Twitter, looking through my slabs to see if I can't find anything decently priced. If I can't, no big deal. If I can, great. But I did find one, so I'll have at least 2 or 3 slabs to have at the East Texas Card. So ideally, I'd like to have 10 to 15, but we'll see. We'll see. It's just difficult to find decently priced slabs under $50 because again, at my show, and Tom and I've had conversations about this at the show. I want to be under $50. Besides some of the there's 1 or 2 boxes of unopened that will not be $50, but I want 99% of the booth to be under $50. So that's the goal. That's the goal. I'm also probably going to start a 10 card project where I'm buying on eBay and sending them in for grading. But I got a buddy of mine that's actually going to help me with trying to find cards to be able to grade. So that'll be an interesting project that I'm going to start. And I'm probably just going to start with 10 and keep the I've got a budget for it, so I want to keep it within that budget. We'll see. We'll see. It's also going to be interesting because there is no PSA open right now, and you've got to be careful with SGC because SGC, if it's not a 10, it's cautious on whether or not you're going to make your money back with the cost of the card and the cost of the grade. So there's not that much of uplift on SGC unless it's a 10. On the consignment front, I bought boxes to take some of these consignment cards to the East Texas Card Show. So they're going to be bulk lots of players. And then I'm also going to I pulled a couple of consignment cards that I wanted to show. It's stuff like this, which is an RPA or just a numbered relic card. I want to take a couple of those as well. Again, under $50 is the ideal, but I want to take a couple of those as well to see how those do as well. I mean, this whole thing's going to be kind of an experiment, and in Tom and our conversations, it was we're not 100% sure what will work at this show or this show or this show, and each time it's different. So it's kind of an experiment until you get into a rhythm of how many you're going to do. Now, as well, the East Texas Card Show has one every single month. There's August, September, October, November. I don't think there's one in December. And there may not be one in November. I probably won't do one in November. I probably won't do one in December, and then reassess how August, September, and October went. But I know we are doing the August one. I know we are doing the September one. I'll be there with Tom and Robin, so that'll be fun. That'll be fun to do. So I want to take some consigned cards with me. On the content creation side, there is 8/5. So I believe that's next Wednesday. I'm planning on having a night show that will give insight into, I believe eBay hurt our hobby, whether intentional or unintentional. When eBay clicked recommended specifics, we already were headed towards a downward trend. I think that eBay created a bigger chasm than we should be in. And I've got a buddy of mine that can statistically prove it. So we're going to have a discussion on that. I'm going to try to schedule it for 8/5. It's tentatively for that date. I just need to confirm it with I just need, let's see. We won't be there yes, correct. You won't be in Texarkana. You will be in Longview. So that's the September show. Correct. So I'm working on that, but it's tentatively set for 8/5. Hobby Hotline. I don't think there's going to be a Saturday show, but there is going to be a Sunday show, and I will get confirmation on that. Everything keeps bouncing around with our time slots as far as the national goes. So I'm the only person on Hobby Hotline that is not going to the national. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to engineer whenever they need somebody to engineer, because I've got a stable internet connection, and I will be able to keep the StreamYard live, and then they can call in and out as the internet will allow them. So I'm going to be the engineer all weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. I will be able to give more specific information. I think we're 10 a.m. Eastern on Saturday, but I'm not 100% sure. So I will work on getting that done. I am going to have a show tomorrow and Friday. So today I want to do 3 shows per week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, ideally. If I get behind one day, the cards and selling is a little bit more important. So, but I do plan on going at least 3 times per week. So I'll be having that consistent. So apologize for not doing yesterday, but it is what it is. Again, Texarkana card show in 19 days. It's coming quick. It's coming quick for my first show, and I'm extremely nervous. So we actually, on the floor in the other room, taped out the measurements of the booth, and we are placing stuff to kind of say, okay, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, so that when we get there, it won't be oh, wait, where do we want to put this? So we're just A-type that way. So, but I didn't realize that it was that close. I did not realize that we were 18 days away from my very first show. I also ran a Facebook ad, and I'm still messing with Facebook ads. I may do 1 or 2 more. The last Facebook ads that I did, I got no ROI whatsoever, no sales whatsoever. So I kind of changed the tactic as to, hey, let's promote myself being at Texarkana and see how that works. So I have a targeted list that I put together of just people in Texas. I probably should have done Texas and Arkansas for Texarkana, but I did Texas. And then I'm running a Facebook ad right now based upon a post that I did to try to get people to subscribe to the Facebook page. We'll see how that goes, if it's good, bad, or other. But that's running for 19 days. And so far, between yesterday, I started it yesterday afternoon, and it's working. I got 3 brand new people to like the page. So for that goal, it's working. Let's see. I've lived in DR. Dan, good morning. And I glanced over to make sure I knew who DR was, because DR is Dan Ryan. So I've lived in multiple small towns that have a co-op grocery store where you paid for a share in the grocery store. Do you think an LCS could ever go that way? You know, Dan, since you've asked that question on Twitter a couple weeks ago, I don't know. I don't know. I want it to work, but the problem with that in our industry, hobby, however you want to say it, is there's so much mine. There's so much this is mine, and this is my idea, and this is the way I do things, and there's not enough sharing of. And yeah, you've got collaboration, and you've got the guys that are doing uh, split shares of cards and larger cards. I don't think our hobby would allow it to happen. It's an interesting concept, but we're such a mine in that area. I don't think so. Only because of that. Not that it is possible. It is possible, and all through Christ, everything is possible. But I just don't think the mindset is there in the hobby to be able to allow it. I want it to work, but I don't think it will. So that's the answer to that. And let's go on to a little news and notes. We got about 9 minutes left. Kids Crate. Finally, Panini is releasing Kids Crate. That's the information got announced, but there's going to be a lot of information on it. Yeah, Tom, I don't think it would ever work either. Not that it wouldn't, people wouldn't want it to work. I just don't think. I don't think the mindset's right in the hobby. Kids Crate announcement on the main stage. You're going to get in the Kids Crate 2021 Panini Prism Soccer Premier League, 21 contenders, draft picks, blaster, a hanger of Chronicles 2820 football, some rated rookie Prism stickers, and a Who Do You Collect bracelet. So the ideas about this is something for the kids, a lower end price monthly subscription that Panini's going to offer. They announced it, if I remember right, early 2020 before we went shelter in place, and it hasn't really come to fruition. It looks like they're ready to go on this project, and they're going to announce a lot of information at the National. So more information to come on that. Heritage Auction. I just thought this was an interesting news and note. A 33 Gaudy Babe Ruth PSA 8 sold for $540K. A 51 Bowman Mantle sold PSA 8 sold for $480. So on the high end market, prices are kind of stabilizing. In 1968 Ryan rookie card, SGC 10 sold for $144K. So I think prices are beginning to level off. News came out that 2022 Top Series 1 preview came out. Now Top showed the pictures last week. They sent information out. It is due February 9th. They're doing a tribute to the 1952 iconic set. Series 1, Series 2, and Update are all getting a 3-card set. Probably cards number 1 through 3, if I read it right, are going to be tributes to this 1952 set. Borderless backs borders are back in this set, which are nice. And then you'll be able to tell again the parallels, because they're going to do the inside the border. They're going to do the parallels. Hobby box is going to have 24 packs, 14 cards per pack, 366 cards. Jumbo is going to have 10 cards per pack, or 10 cards, 46 cards per pack, 460 cards. The jumbo is going to have 1 auto, 2 relics, and in the jumbo. The silver packs are going to be there. Hobby's going to get 1. Jumbo's going to get 2. It's going to be a 330 card set with parallel and rookies. And then the 35th anniversary is going to do the wooden 1987 Topps series. So that's going to be interesting. I saw the pictures on it. Wasn't impressed, but we'll see what it comes out live. Factory sets are due out tomorrow for 2021 Topps, if I remember right. Yes, first and second. Leaf variants or Leaf Valiant is due out. Pro sets also due out, but they're also doing a kickoff for the National. And then Select Basketball is due out tomorrow. And the big scuttlebutt rumor is that tomorrow morning on Target, they will have Select Basketball. So get ready, get up at 4 a.m., refresh button, get ready. Also, Russell Wilson signed a Fanatics autograph. So Russell Wilson autographs have become a little harder to get. And 19 for you, Mark. A 1933 Woody English Cubs uniform is hitting Heritage Auctions. The last time a uniform hit an auction, it was about a little under 27,000, if I remember right off the top of my head. They also announced 2021 Donruss has a factory set, but this is going to put in 50 optic variation cards. 50 variation optic cards. This is due out in September. So I didn't see within 2020 Donruss variation cards, but the fact that they're putting variation cards into the 2021 set, it may actually drive sales because of that variation and the potential to get like the Trevor Lawrence and all those others variations. So, in the 2018 retail, it has the Ohtani variation, and that's driving the price of that. Maybe the thought is the same thing around the Donruss factory set. You can get 2020s right now for about 140 on eBay. 2020 Donruss. I don't know if they have variations or not. I was running out of time whenever I got to be live, so I wasn't able to find out either way if they do or they do not have the variations. If they do have the variations, then the potential of having an Abear or a Herbert Abear. I still call him Abear because University of North Texas. The possibility of having a Herbert and all those top quarterbacks variations, that would drive that set higher than 140. I would think 199 or 189 or something like that. So I don't see that being there, but I haven't done 100% of the research. Okay, so Dan asks the question, what type of news would surprise you coming out of the National? What type of news? What would really would be like PSA reopening, like that. That would shock me. Or PSA Collectors Universe buying eBay, or eBay buying a graded, or Beckett doing a collaboration with somebody for expanding their online grading footprint, or their online footprint for Beckett Marketplace, or eBay admitting that they made a mistake with recommended specifics, or Pro Set, Leaf, Brian Gray coming out and saying he had exclusive licenses with some of the big name Heisman Trophy candidates. That's I wouldn't put that past Brian Gray. So let's see what else might surprise me. Panini being sold. You know, if A-Rod's group that went out to Panini Europe, and that sale was finalized there, and it kept quiet underneath the radar until the national. Target and Walmart coming out with a comprehensive, or one of the big three coming out with a comprehensive retail blaster plan. Yeah, it's going to have to be something that big to surprise me. Most of the notes and news that are coming out of the pre-national are, don't do this, do this, we're holding this promo. It's the typical show stuff that I'm used to for doing traveling and doing shows for my previous life. So none of this news. Hey, what is up, Moynihan? I listened to your, and I loved, and if you, matter of fact, I'm actually gonna pitch it right now, because I listened to Mike Moynihan yesterday. He has on his podcast where he is helping a family that found this awesome, amazing, incredible, just drop dead awesome find. You've got, if I find it, I'm gonna put it in the Mike. I loved that podcast. It was awesome. I'll probably listen to it 2-3 times, because it made me feel good to know that was really cool. And it was very educational from the standpoint of just trying to learn step by step. If you were to find, or if you were to have something like that happen to you, what would you do, or what would you go through that process? Let's see, browse. Nope, library. There it is. I don't want latest episodes. I want Golden Age of Cardboard. It is Newman, budget, hobby, Sports Insight, Evening with John Newman, Vintage Cards at the National. See all episodes. Maybe it's covered because of. I'm sorry for stalling, but I really want to have. I really want to share this. The title of this, because it was such a good Vintage Cards and Evening, spending some time with Dr. Beckett. It's a crash, a budget, hobby projects, sets complete, deep dive. Oh, here it is, May 3rd. So May 3rd. All right. It's let's see if I can get the episode number. Nope. But it's on May 3rd. It's called You'll Never Believe What I Found, Vintage Card Barn Find. Yes, that's it. Vintage Card Barn Find. It is worth the listen. I'm getting goosebumps right now because I loved it. It was awesome and it was amazing. And the more I listen to Mike on my podcast or on my phone whenever I'm driving around, the more I enjoy and the more I get out. I cannot highly recommend enough Mike's podcast. It's insightful. It's educational. It's silly in certain areas. It's silly. I I enjoy it. So I highly recommend Baseball Card Collector, and it is uh, Golden Age of Cardboard, a vintage card podcast. I thoroughly enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll probably listen to it again today. So honestly, that's all I had. The big one is trying to balance the eBay store with the card show, and which do I? Hey Carl, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I love that. I love Mike's podcasts. Um, again, the balance between putting cards on eBay and having cards um, on ready for the show, because what I'm afraid of is that if I have something on eBay, I sell it at the show, then I don't pull it off. I could shut down the eBay store during the show, but the problem is if I don't have an accurate inventory of what sells at the show, then there's a possibility of having that sell, and then you lose top rated um, stat that have that you have that threat. But that's neither here nor there. That's what I got. That's what I got. Not a lot else. I apologize for being scatterbrained this morning. Very difficult balance. Yes. So I may just not put anything or put very little on the eBay store within the next 2 weeks, but that's suffering a huge. You'll be with football season coming up. Are you going to be putting more football cards than any other sport? I'll put it to you this way: out of the 400 or 500 cards that I've priced, now that I think about it, probably 400 are football. So I am massively, I mean, all football. All football. Baseball. So I am putting baseball on, but it's not anything, Nolan Ryan. It's King Griffey Jr. It's Louis Robert. It's Vladdy. It's Ryan Bench, Ted Williams, Roger Clemens, Rafael Devers, Joey Gallo, Leody Taveras. I mean, it's all players that are either local or big name players. Anything else, I'm just kind of throwing into a dollar box and not worrying about it. I'm seeing the sales at vintage auctions starting to come out of the stratosphere. Hoping soon it will be where I can afford to pick some up. Anxious to see post national what happens. Carl, I've been doing some poking around to get some vintage, and I'm having a hard time finding mid-tier vintage at a decent price. And when Mike gets back from didn't want to holler at you before the show, before the national, Mike, but when you get back, I wanted to have a discussion about mid-tier. And for me, mid-tier is 4, 5, and maybe 3 PSA graded or SGC 2, 3, and 4. Talking about how that fits into vintage, because I'm having problems with pricing out vintage. And I did listen to your podcast about pricing vintage and buying vintage and eye appeal. The problem is that is unless you see it and touch it, you have a hard time with buying vintage online or through eBay or anything like that. So hopefully I can take a half hour, 45 minutes of your time and have a discussion with you about that. So, and then Dan says, wow, that's what I was thinking as well. Way to go. Keep the engine humming. I think of your words every day. I appreciate that. Dan. I really do. I'm just trying to be a guy getting the hustle right. So that, the business side, and I know guys don't like hearing about the business side, but this is my job right now. And I got to make a living out of it. Otherwise, I got to go work for somebody else. And quite honestly, I don't want to go work for anybody else. I want to work for myself. I'm having too much fun enjoying doing this and still having a small PC collection. I still collect. There are still cards that I collect. I'm still at nature a collector, and I am at odds with that consistently being a collector at heart and selling. And that's a discussion that Rich and I have constantly. He is constantly warning me about thinking like a collector whenever I am doing my business and when I'm doing business, thinking about collecting. So we'll work on it though. We'll work on it. That's what I've got. Everybody, I really, really do appreciate it. Always will be at odds with that. Yeah, Tom, I always will be at odds with that. I really appreciate everybody's support. I really appreciate everybody watching. Hit the like button below if you liked the conversation. I'm not a big grower of the community. I think the community should grow at its own pace. I will do some promotion at some point. At some point about everything. So, but I want it to grow organically. I don't want to force the growth. So we'll see how that goes. But that's what I got. Hey, any prayer requests? Let me know. I will pray you up. There are people specifically on my prayer list that I pray for every single day. If you need any prayers, please let me know. I will definitely pray you up. Pray every morning before breakfast. Pray every morning when I get out of bed. Pray every day before meals. Constant prayer. So if you need any prayer requests, let me know. I'll be more than happy to pray them up for you. Support your local LCSs. Support your local card shows. If you're going to the national, stay safe, stay vigilant, enjoy yourself, but keep your eye out for those who are out to do harm for people, because not everybody in the hobby or everybody who's going to be at the national is there for fun or for the right intentions. So please be aware of your surroundings while you're enjoying the hobby. While you're looking at cards, please keep vigilant about your surroundings and your things. I know there's going to be some theft, but please stay vigilant. Please be aware of your surroundings. I dare I say that we're going to have some negatives, but please stay safe. Support your local card shops as well. Support your local hobby shops. Support your local card shows as well. That's what I got, guys. I really appreciate you watching. I will be live again tomorrow. I am going to get up again at 5 a.m. for the target drop. And if I grab anything, I'll let you know. So thanks very much. We're at 44 minutes and 7 seconds. So I went a little bit longer, but I appreciate the conversation. It's always fun whenever you join in the conversation. Thank you very much, Mike. Enjoy your podcast. Really enjoy you jumping in. Have a fantastic day, and God bless everybody.